Welcome back to Training Room. We're almost to the point of getting into battle in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I'm sure you have a strong foundation based off the info from the last two videos, so let's complete that by discussing which gems might be right for your character. There are 5 default gem sets. Although you can customize your gems to be whatever you want, for the sake of ease and convenience, the default layouts were carefully created. These in effect cater towards certain playstyles, and incidentally enough, work better with certain characters. The first gem set is the Attack Gem Set, which consists of attack power boosting gems. The activation parameters and their effects are: have your partner launch the opponent and gain a 10% damage increase for 20 seconds. Hit the opponent 5 times and gain a 10% damage increase for 20 seconds. And lastly, tech a throw and gain a 20% damage increase for 15 seconds. Needless to say, this gem set is for the aggressive type. Having 2 gems go off in one attack sequence is rather easy, and if you have a setup that leads into a damaging combo afterward, you can really end the match quickly. Be sure to work fast though, as 20 seconds can pass you by in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Strong characters that already do high damage off of normal hits benefit the most from this gem set, as their partner can be set to meter building gems. These characters have the strongest possibility of knocking the opponent out off one wrong guess, so be sure to practice up. The second gem set contains gems that reduce damage when getting hit. The activation parameters and their effects are: block 5 times and reduce damage incurred by 10% for 20 seconds. Get hit by 2 special moves which reduces damage incurred by 10% for 20 seconds. And lastly, perform a cross cancel, which will result in a 10% reduction in damage incurred for 20 seconds. This is clearly the gem set for those who take pride in controlling space and want to make their opponent work that much harder for the win. This gem set can make it tough for your opponent to deal damage if at least 2 of them are on simultaneously. As gem effects stack, taking up to 30% less damage is definitely not a bad thing, especially if you find yourself in a bad situation. This can also work to frustrate your opponents to your advantage. The characters that have below average health definitely benefit the most from this gem set. As you're picking away at your opponent, it's a bit reassuring to know your character will not be knocked out in a few hits, especially if that opponent has the offense gem set equipped. The third gem set contains gems that help accelerate meter gain. The activation parameters and their effects are: connect with 3 special moves to have a 20% meter gain on attacks for 20 seconds. Have 4 attacks blocked to receive a 20% meter gain on attacks for 20 seconds. And lastly, have your partner connect with a launcher to receive a 40% meter gain for 15 seconds. As meter can be used for both offensive and defensive purposes, both types of players can really benefit from this gem set. Offensive players will be rewarded with a quick meter gain, which can be used to inflict further damage with EX moves and cross arts. Even the most defensive player will find this gem set useful for cross-canceling attacks once the opponents become too offensive. The characters that greatly benefit from this gem set are those that have really powerful EX moves or characters that attack well. These characters more than likely use as well as gain the most meter, so be sure to take your character's strength into account. The fourth gem set contains gems that only activate during Pandora mode. Their effects are: you gain 30% damage output for 10 seconds, 20% cross-gauge usage reduction for 15 seconds, and a 20% speed increase for 10 seconds. Due to the extremely specific nature of the gem's activation and their usage, this gem set is very difficult to use effectively. This gem set would be ideal for the true Street Fighter Cross Tekken specialists, for those who are confident in making a big comeback if put in that situation, or for big gamblers. The fifth and final gem set is a balanced gem set that contains 1 gem for offense, 1 for defense, and 1 for meter gain. The activation parameters and their effects are: connect with 5 attacks and gain a 10% damage increase for 20 seconds, block 10 attacks and receive a 20% damage reduction for 15 seconds, and have 4 of your attacks blocked to receive a 20% meter gain on attacks for 20 seconds. This gem set is ideal for the more aggressive player. An attack string blocked will result in the meter gem activating, whereas if it hits, the same string will result in a damage gem activating, granted that there are more than 4 hits. If the aggressive player ends up on the defensive side, then the reward is that the defensive gem activates. Not a bad trade-off for blocking a little bit. Although I've given some suggestions on which characters go well with what gems, you may find that your offensive characters benefit from defensive gems, or that your characters with low life are dealing massive damage, so they would be better suited with offensive gems or the meter building gem set. I think all of that's fine, as this game definitely does provide for a lot of combinations. Please experiment with the gems when you get better and see what works for you. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This is Peter signing off. Be sure to click that subscribe button so you'll be the first to know when the newest videos drop. Follow us on Twitter at Capcom Fighters, and subscribe to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/CapcomFighters.